Hi guys, welcome back to Quadcast. So for today's video, I'll be reviewing this model. So what I got here is the Hobby Japan Honda NSX, and this is the Honda NSX NA1 1990 in Sebring silver. And this is one of the older releases from Hobby Japan. As you can see right here, we still got the older Hobby Japan logo right here. But other than that, I think this is pretty much the similar packaging like the other Hobby Japan model that I've reviewed, so I don't really have much to talk about. And also, if you notice, I've already put a plastic protector for this packaging, for this box, because this is a second-hand item and I don't want to kind of like damaging the box. But yeah, anyway, the packaging itself, it's pretty much it. So I think I'm going to open the packaging and we are going to take a closer look on the model and see the details. Right, so before we get into the model itself, I would like to talk about the base itself. The base itself, it's pretty much a very simple, just like other Hobby Japan models. And for the NSX right here, we only got the NSX logo at the front of the base. And then, yeah, nothing else. It's just this logo right here. So yeah, it's pretty simple. So now we are going to move on with the model itself. And starting from the front, so this is the Sebring silver, and it is in a metallic finishing. So if you look at the paint right here, it has a pretty much visible metallic flakes on it. So yeah, I don't know, maybe they could kind of like make the flakes a little bit smaller or maybe a little bit less, so it doesn't look like the car. It feels like this very flashy, kind of like very metallic finishing. Yeah, anyway, the front itself, we got to see the NSX plate right here at the front. And then obviously we don't have the headlights open up because this is a single casting. It doesn't have an opening parts for the headlights. And then for the side blinker or the blinker lights at the bumper, this is not a plastic part. Instead, this is a sticker. This is a sticker. Yeah, that's it. You can see that this is a sticker that was kind of like placed on that area, but the fog lights underneath the blinker lights is a separate plastic part, which is interesting. And then we got to see the Honda logo at the bumper. It's pretty detailed. And then moving on to the side, this is the Honda NSX. This is not the NSX R or the NSX Type R. So we only received the standard wheels right here, the standard 5-spoke wheels, but we still get to see a pretty decent details for the wheels. We got to see the Honda logo at the center, and also we got to see the calipers behind the wheels itself. It's pretty nice looking details. And also, if you guys not know yet, the wheels for the NSX has a different size for both front and the rear. So it kind of like a supercar, like a European car or an Italian car. Like the front wheels itself, it's a little bit smaller than the rear one, so it kind of like have a staggered fitment. And that is one thing you need to note about if you want to do a wheel swap. So it's not really the NSX is pretty hard to kind of like doing a wheel swap because the front and the rear size of the wheels is different, so you have to kind of like bespoke the size of the wheels. Well, anyway, we got to see other details such as the blinker lights right here on the fender and also the side mirrors. And then the air intakes right here is, it looks like a different parts, separate parts. And then moving on to the back side, now this is one of the interesting parts of the NSX for me. So you get to see this single plastic tail lights that was going from the other sides to the other sides, and it has this kind of like black linings on the outside, but with the orange and the red with these 3 dots right here for the tail lights, and also the Honda at the center of the tail lights. And then we got to see the NSX dealer plate right here, but I kind of like disappointed with the finishing of this red lining at the spoiler. And I also don't remember that if the NSX has this red lining on the spoiler itself. Maybe, I don't know, I kind of forget about it. But it's not really that neat if you look at the details. Like it has this paint blemish right here. But yeah, anyway, I don't really kind of like noticing that much. And also at the bottom, you got to see this dual exhaust muffler for the NSX with the what's this, like the part of the exhaust itself, I don't know. And then for the engine, because this is not the Type R version, we don't get to see the engine straight from the window. This has this kind of like a plastic cover to it. So yeah, if you want to have your NSX to kind of like show the engine for the from the outside, you need to buy the NSX Type R or the NSX-R instead of the standard one like this, because it is not able to kind of like show the engine for the standard one. And then for the interior itself, the interior are pretty much a basic black plastic type of thing. Doesn't have like kind of like a painted seats or a red seats kind of thing, but we still get to see this detail for the center mirrors, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that is the interior itself. It's pretty detailed though. And then we are now going to unscrew the model, and we are going to take a look at the bottom of the model itself and see the details. Right, so this is what the model looks like underneath, the base. So the model itself is still secured with two screws for both front and the rear, but if you look at the rear, it is covered by this part right here for the muffler. So if you want to kind of like open the model from the base, I think you need to kind of like pry open the exhaust parts right here in order for you to kind of like reaching the screws right here. But then if you want to do a wheel swap, it is easier for you to kind of like pry open the wheels from this part right here. Like you need to put some screws right here. I mean the to pry open like the tweezers, put it right here and then put it right here, and then you pry it open instead of just opening the exhaust parts in case it might kind of like broken. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. This is the Hobby Japan Honda NSX NA1 1990 in Sebring silver, and I think that's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.